Hi, and welcome to Kidney Plugged In. May is here, and that means longer days, warmer weather, and renewed energy. And are you looking for new ways to boost your overall well-being this time of year? If so, look no further. The Kidney Wellness Hub's virtual exercise plan might be the perfect solution. Created to help everyone build more movement in their day, exercise snacks are 2 to 10 minute bouts of movement following each meal. It's an exercise plan that will help build your strength, stability, and endurance, and reduce your potential risk of injury while walking. And you can do all of this outdoors or in the comfort of your own home. So today, we welcome back designer of exercise snacks, Joey Ficocelli, to explain this versatile exercise program. So stay with us because you'll meet Joey next, right here on Kidney Plugged In.
Hi there, my name is Joey Ficocelli and I'm a kinesiology graduate from the University of Toronto. I helped design the Walking to Wellness exercise program.
What are exercise snacks?
So the Walking to Wellness exercise program that I designed, it uses this principle of exercise snacks, and exercise snacks are short and repeated bouts of physical activity, and basically the goal is to break up the prolonged periods of sitting throughout the day. And so from research out of University of Toronto, from Dr. Gillen and Dr. Moore, it's been shown that breaking up the prolonged periods of sitting is actually more potent than just exercising for, say, 1 hour a day. And so my exercise program leverages this research by offering exercise snacks throughout the day such that it can become more of a habitual act.
So you mean I get to talk one-to-one with a kinesiologist?
At the moment, yes, we are offering one-on-one meetings where a kinesiology student can have a conversation with a patient and help to inform them where they should start along the program based on their ability and their comfortability, and also adopt the schedule best to their lives as well. Very exciting. Starting in the fall, the Kidney Foundation has started a partnership with kinesiology students from the University of Toronto, and hopefully we will be offering more programming coming soon.
Struggling to get enough movement in and meet the Canadian guidelines? Or just have a sedentary job and need a little help focusing? Virtual exercise snacks can help. It was created to help you get more movement in through your day, promoting better kidney health and overall well-being. Join the online information session to learn more about the benefits of physical activity and your kidneys. Then, book a 30-minute personal session with a senior kinesiology student to have your questions answered and receive a personalized plan. Whether you're starting with a little movement, limited mobility, or already moving quite a lot, you too can benefit from exercise snacks. Did you know just 8 minutes of activity after each meal meets the Canadian Physical Activity Guidelines? Also, we're excited to share, coming to your community are in-person Walking to Wellness meetups. Registration is now open for volunteer hosts and participants interested in joining these meetups. We provide the hosts with collateral materials, training, and a walking plan to help get everyone started. Both of these Kidney Wellness Hub initiatives are open to anyone wanting to protect their kidney health. For more information or to register for the virtual exercise snacks, visit the events page on kidneywellnesshub.ca. Hope to see you online soon.
And now we catch up with Walk to Wellness creator Joey Ficocelli as he meets with participant Annabelle for an online personal session.
Hey, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Joey. Thanks for meeting with me.
I'm happy that you were able to find a time to meet with me so we can talk about how we can best help to implement it in your daily routine.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Just a little bit about myself. I'm a young mom of 2 very active boys. So as you can imagine, it's really hard for me to find the energy to exercise, let alone actually do the exercise. I'm looking to get some help with how to get started.
Thank you for sharing that. First and foremost, I'd just like to say that right off the bat, this exercise program doesn't require a big allotment of time, and the idea behind this exercise program is something called exercise snacks. So exercise snacks have been heavily researched out of the University of Toronto and they've been shown that really only up to a few minutes of actual movement repeated throughout the day has major benefits. So for someone like yourself with a little bit lower energy, who finds it tough to maybe find 30 minutes or an hour typically to get some exercise in, I think this could be a great answer to help facilitate more physical activity movement throughout your day. How does that sound?
I think it sounds doable. I mean, I'm willing to try anything at this point, so I'm ready.
Totally understandable, totally understandable. Okay, so how about in terms of your walking or any movement that you are doing, do you use a mobility aid at all?
No, I don't need a mobility aid. What I really need, Joey, is a maid, but I can't get that either. But what I do notice is really just shortness of breath. I'm going on walks with my kids every other day or so, and I'm struggling to really keep up with them.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. And also, let me just preface that at any point during this exercise program, if you feel tired or feel like you would like to sit down, please do not push through that and totally take a rest. Having a break in between movement is totally fine. The more movement we can add, the better, but ensuring that it's within your limits and within your body, it's really important to listen to your body. And if your body would like a rest, that's definitely beneficial. I have some questions about if you have any concerns or any injury history, any physical concerns that you'd like to share that may be important for me to know before we decide maybe where you should start in the exercise program?
No, nothing too serious. I've noticed that I do get joint pains from being on my feet way too long. Like if I've had a long day of running errands, cooking, cleaning, and I don't take a break, then I do feel that pain. So exercise is the last thing on my list.
Totally, that's completely understandable. So our program actually starts with 3 days a week with just the warm-up exercises to kind of build that lower extremity strength that's really important for walking. And so that can be exercises that are completed actually from a seated position. And so the instructions would be to try them after breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which really helps make it a habit within your daily routine. But there's also some glucose regulation benefits from doing exercise after eating, which are extremely beneficial, which is another kind of avenue that we're hoping to benefit from with this exercise program.
Huh, I didn't realize that.
Like I said before, for a person kind of your level of physical activity, the more physical activity we can add to your daily routine, the better the outcomes will be and the better you'll be feeling. Do you have any questions concerning how to carry out the exercises or the instructions or?
No, I don't think I have any questions, Joey. I'm just wondering, when do I know when to move on to the next progression?
So every progression is scheduled to occur bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks. However, the progressions really are only going to progress the next stage if the patient yourself is feeling confident and comfortable with the exercises that they've completed and feeling like they're able to move on to the next stage. If you're able to complete them at a pretty high frequency, then I would love to send you the instructions and an example schedule for the next progression, which then can occur over the next couple of weeks.
Oh, I love that it's online. That's amazing.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to working with you over the next few weeks and seeing where we can go.
Okay, that's great. I'm really looking forward to getting started. Okay, thanks, Joey.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Who can benefit from exercise snacks?
So exercise snacks are beneficial for everyone. The more movement throughout the day to break up those prolonged periods of sitting is beneficial for absolutely everyone. In particular, it's really beneficial for professions where you're sitting for prolonged periods of time, like office work or bus driving, but as well for sedentary patients or any populations with pathologies that potentially put them at risk for sedentarism. And the purpose is really to add in some bouts of movement throughout the day and break up those prolonged periods of sitting.
What about people who really are struggling with their mobility?
This exercise program is specifically designed for many different levels of mobility and ability. The exercises that it includes, the warm-up exercises, are meant to be done starting in a chair and built up to standing, but can also be completed entirely in a chair. And the same kind of strength benefits will be reaped So it's totally an exercise program that is safe for everybody and inclusive. I'm understanding that you're wanting to get moving and get a little exercise into your life. But before we get into that, tell me a little bit more about your daily life.
I try to walk every day. I have a little dog and she insists. So we walk every morning and multiple times a day, taking her out and try to do at least a half hour, good one every day. Plus I do some other workouts with weights.
Awesome.
A couple times a week.
A couple times a week. And so when you work out with weights, what does that look like? Do you do upper body, lower body, everything?
Try to do
holistic?
a mix, a little bit of everything.
Awesome. Do you have any limitations with the exercise that you're doing right now? Any injuries, any problems with accessibility to equipment, or motivations?
Mainly just my shoulder. I've been fighting frozen shoulder for a year now, but it's much better. But that's really the only big thing. Motivation's hit and miss, but it's much better these days than it used to be.
Awesome. Any other underlying conditions or anything that affects your ability to exercise or anything that you focus on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, type 1 diabetic, so I have to be mindful of low blood sugars, high blood sugars. If it's too high, it may not be safe at the moment, or if I get low after working out, so I have to be aware of where my blood sugars are at before I jump in.
100%. Do you have any goals with physical activity or exercise in the future that you're trying to work towards or would like to work towards?
I'd like to be stronger, and I'd like my shoulder to be less uncomfortable, more flexible.
100%.
Weight loss is always good, but I'm just generally stronger and healthier.
Awesome.
Better blood sugars would be a great one.
Have you heard of a strategy called exercise snacks?
Yeah, I've just heard about it on Wellness Hub. I explored a little bit before we met.
Briefly, amazing. So an exercise snack is a new tool that we've been using to help kidney patients, but it's also super beneficial for people with diabetes as well, type 1 or type 2. So really what we've been trying to do is encourage any of our participants in our exercise snacks program to do just a 2 5-minute exercise snack quickly after they eat. So after you would sit down for a meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, so at least kind of 3 times a day, you just, in that same seated position, go through a few different exercises, and that would just activate those muscles to really help absorb and regulate those glucose spikes that we get after eating. Would you be interested in trying one right now?
Definitely, yeah.
Amazing, awesome. So if you follow along with me, the first 2 exercises we're gonna do are just gonna be really centered on that lower leg. The first one is super simple. We're just gonna drive our toes up to the sky, activating that front tibialis anterior muscle on our shin. So from here, just seated, we're gonna go for 10. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Amazing. The next one we're gonna do is gonna be a heel raise. So same, just in our seated position, we're gonna lift our heels off the ground. So again, we'll do this one for 10. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Amazing. The next one we're gonna do is a leg extension. So really get our quadriceps muscle firing, one of the bigger muscle groups in our body, really allow us to absorb all that glucose in our bloodstream. So from here, I'll get you just to hold the either edge of your seat, just for extra balance. And we're just gonna extend our leg one at a time. And we'll do it for 10 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Amazing, and we won't forget about the other side, so let's do the right leg now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. And the last exercise is just gonna be a hip flexion exercise. So same thing in our seated position, hold on to the either edge of your chair, and we're just gonna drive our knee up to the sky as far as we can. And we're gonna do that 10 times on either side. So we'll go for it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those were the 4 warm-up exercises for our exercise snack. How did those feel?
Good.
Awesome.
Felt some tightness in there.
Some tightness.
It felt really good though.
Shake it out a bit. If you would like to run through those again, feel free, we definitely can. Otherwise, we'll finish off that exercise snack just with a 2-minute walk. If you have time now, you can join me for it.
Yeah, sounds
Perfect.
good.
Let's go.
How long is an exercise snack?
So an exercise snack can be as short as a minute, it can be like 2 minutes, it can be as long as 10 minutes. The really power of the exercise snack is just the additional movement that you gain from not having it to plan a longer period of exercise.
Where would you do these exercise snacks?
The best thing about exercise snacks is they can be completed anywhere. Indoors, outdoors, they can be completed while you're watching the TV, they can be completed while you're at your office, they can be completed during dialysis. So it really makes them a very flexible way of increasing physical activity.
Is there any time I should stop immediately and seek medical attention?
So a few signs where I would stop the exercise immediately would be feelings of lightheadedness, dizziness, or nausea, or acute and sudden chest pain. These are all signs where maybe overexertion is occurring or the body's just not prepared for the load that is undertaking. At these points, I would rest. I would rest immediately, and if those symptoms don't surpass once rested, then I would seek further medical attention.
We know that living with kidney disease can be challenging at times, and when dealing with a health issue, it can be hard to make those healthy lifestyle choices. The BC and Yukon branch of the Kidney Foundation has launched a Kidney Wellness Hub, a unique online platform created to support the physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being of kidney patients, their care partners, and living donors. In fact, it's for our whole kidney community. Patients and caregivers have told us that this kind of online resource is really important to them and will really help support their overall quality of life. Everyone's journey will look different, but maintaining a healthy lifestyle is important to good kidney health, and for the newly diagnosed may even delay or avoid kidney failure. Having information and wellness resources that address their needs can really help to maintain a healthy lifestyle, no matter where they are on their journey with kidney disease. We wanted to ensure that the Kidney Wellness Hub would be meaningful to our community, so we involved them right from the start in the design, the development, and the content. As a result, the Kidney Wellness Hub boasts tons of kidney customized resources, including over 70 on-demand wellness videos and growing. We encourage you to sign up and become a member. It's free. So as we like to say, we'll meet you wherever you're at on your wellness journey.
Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Kidney Wellness Hub. I'm so glad you could join us today. My name is Amy McCall, and today's class is a seated class designed to ease tension and de-stress after a long day.
My name is Brenda Brown, and today's class is a Hatha chair yoga class. It is designed for anybody who sits in a chair a long time, or for those of you who might be experiencing dialysis throughout your day and want to be able to do some yoga stretching in your dialysis chair. Lift your leg on one side and down. Lift your leg on the other side and down. Fold forward.
Hey, my name is Ryan Miski.
My name is Alexa.
My name is Tenzing Yeshi.
Welcome to the Kidney Wellness Hub.
So glad you could join us today.
My name is Riley, and I'm a clinical exercise physiologist.
I'm a personal trainer and a group fitness instructor.
This class is for anyone who's just starting to exercise.
Your hips are going to be fully extended, so make sure you're not dropping your hips like that.
We're flossing the hips, crossing one foot in front, lifting it to the side. You can add arms here.
Take it slow if you need to. or speed it up. Keep going.
If you need to stop and take a break, just pause the video and take your time.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Keeping that squat, chest up high. There's a little power here when you come up fast.
14, 15, 16, 17.
And rest.
As you rotate, notice I'm not pulling my knees and elbows together. I'm pulling my pelvis and rib cage together. You're gonna rotate your back arm up, so the right palm's lifting up to the ceiling. That's gonna fold you forward, and then lift back up, come back to center. We want the fascia around it to open up. My name is Danielle McCullough, and today's class is breath and core. Hands come down the chest towards your center and following that pathway 3 times. Today's class is whole body chair class. This class is great for those that need more upright spinal strength but are unable to stand for a class.
I'm Alexa.
My name is Jared.
I'm Mirella.
And I will be your hip-hop instructor.
I'll now demonstrate the optional stretches for the Walking to Wellness exercise program. The stretches are entirely optional because each individual may find different benefits. If you find they help with your mobility, then I encourage you to complete them. However, if you find they don't, then please leave them out. For the first stretch, we have the calf stretch. For the calf stretch, I recommend using a chair to help brace. Get into a staggered stance and try and focus most of your weight through your back heel, trying to reach your heel to the floor. You should feel the stretch through the posterior muscles of your calf. Hold this stretch for 30 seconds, 3 times, alternating between legs. The second stretch is the runner stretch. For the runner stretch, we're gonna think about stretching through our hip flexor muscles right on the front of our hip. For this stretch, I recommend also using a chair to brace. Get into that staggered stance, have a bent knee at the front, think about extending the leg through the back leg, and really focus on pushing through the hips to feel that stretch on the anterior thigh. Hold this stretch for 30 seconds for 3 times. And then once again, alternate. Ensure that the front knee is bent, the back leg is as straight as possible. Push your weight through your hips and feel that stretch through the anterior thigh, through those hip flexor muscles. The next stretch is the hamstring stretch. For the hamstring stretch, feel free to get comfortable in a seated chair. One leg at a time, extend the leg at the knee, and slowly walk your fingers down the front of your leg, feeling the stretch through the back of your thigh, through their hamstring muscle group. Once again, hold this stretch for 30 seconds, 3 times per side. During the stretch, try and have your chest as proud and upright as possible. Again, alternate. The other side, walk your fingers down your leg and hold this stretch for 30 seconds, 3 times. For the next stretch, we have the quadriceps stretch. For the quadriceps stretch, I recommend using 2 chairs, one for your ankle and one to balance. Push your ankle to the back of the chair and have it balancing. Have a chair in front of you, and at this point, I want you to think about pushing your hips forward. Here, you should feel a stretch right down the anterior part of your quad. Hold this stretch for 30 seconds, 3 times. Once completed, alternate to the other leg. Once again, hook your foot to the seat of a chair, have a chair in front to balance, push your hips forward through the stretch, and you should feel it on your anterior thigh through your quadriceps muscles. Hold for 30 seconds, 3 times. For the next stretch, we're gonna move the chair out of the way and get back into the seated position. For the seated position, we're gonna focus on the pigeon stretch. The pigeon stretch is gonna be stretching through our glute muscles. And try and bring your opposite ankle to opposite knee. From this position, you may feel a stretch through your outside glutes. If you want a more intense stretch, feel free to place 1 or 2 hands applying a little bit of pressure through the knee. This should contribute to a more intense stretch through the glute muscles. Hold this stretch for 30 seconds, 3 times. Once completed, alternate to the other leg, where once again, bring the outside ankle to the opposite knee, and feel free to place 2 hands on the knee to create a more intense stretch through those outside glutes. Hold this for 30 seconds, 3 times. Now for the final stretch, we have the tibialis anterior stretch. The tibialis anterior muscle is a muscle on the front of the shin, which is imperative for walking. To stretch this muscle, find a chair, get balanced with the chair, and think about curling your toes under the ground. You should feel a stretch right through your tibialis anterior muscle, the muscle right on the front of your shin. Once again, hold this position for 30 seconds, 3 times. And then alternate, curl those toes onto the ground, try and extend the leg at the knee, and you'll feel a stretch through your tibialis anterior muscle, the muscle at the front of your shin. Hold for 30 seconds, 3 times. So there you have it. That's 6 easy stretches. Feel free to use them if you find them beneficial. If not, no worries. Thank you.